Welcome back to another episode of the Peterson Odyssey. This is part 3 of our shower build series, where we take you through how we built a shower in our 2021 Volkswagen Crafter. Here's a recap of what we've done so far. We've built the frame, we've built some walls, and we've built up the floor. We've even drilled a hole ready to go for the drainage. Where we're picking you up now is several weeks later, part 3.
So we've got our wall here that we're going to put to here, so what we've got to do now, I'm just going to glue around the edges and in here, just with this PVA wood glue, and put the wall in and then
Tap, tap.
Nail it in.
We have a wall.
Yeah, it's pretty good in there.
Yeah, I like, we cut it quite nicely. It's got, alright, so we've got some holes to fill because it's covered in nails.
Yeah.
We'll do that later.
That's the only thing for it though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy. I'm always happy. We've just made the back wall of these recessed pieces. Alright, it is, what day is it? I think it's Tuesday evening. It's I've just worked a full day and thought the sun's out. Well, no, not that the sun's out, but the weather's good. So I'm going to move on to the next stage in the shower. So you would have seen that I've just finished waterproofing, and now the next option, it's kind of still connected to the waterproof, is I'm going to slap this tile and bond latex all over essentially the whole shower. This is a little guy that I picked up from Bunnings, and the point of it is to, because the wood's porous, and then I'm going to put the waterproofing painted membrane thing on it. This is essentially a bond to help the waterproof membrane stick to the wood. So it's like a bond, I suppose. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't think it's a fast job. It's a small shower. I have a litre. I hope that's enough, and if not, it's going to have to be enough. So it says use undiluted with a roller or a brush and apply to everything that needs to be tiled, and some very porous surfaces need 2 coats. Just going to check with Daryl whether he thinks I should put it to the parts that aren't going to be tiled, parts that are going to have acrylic. So I don't know, I'll see. Right, here's my favourite bit. It's the smell test. It says
Do not smell.
it says and my chemistry teacher taught me to do this. Do you remember that from school? You know that smell of like new plastic? I think I've discovered what it is. I like the smells of chemicals. So it's very watery. So before I tip it, I think I'm going to put this in here.
No, not quite like
Like milk.
Yeah.
I think I'm also running the risk of making a big old mess.
Yeah.
Alright, well, this is, oh, it smells yum. I just think, given that how DIY-ing our shower is, like it is a very DIY shower, that we should just take as much help as we can get, because the last thing we want is any water to ever get through to this layer, because then there will be rot, and nobody wants a rotten camper van, especially me. So here she is all primed, and I've laden it on. I don't know if you can see at the bottom. I don't know how long this actually needs to say. It's got a whole bunch of instructions on the bottle, but it doesn't say how long. It just says until it's tacky, so that could be an hour, it could be a day. I think I'm going to call it here tonight, just do this one little job, and tomorrow or the next day, depending on how my evenings pan out, my next step is to come in here, and we've got a waterproof membrane that's going to go over everything. So in terms of the stages of building the shower, obviously frame is part 1, waterproofing and getting the space ready is going to be part 2. By the space I mean we're going to put in the sloped drain and all of that stuff, and then part 3 I think is lining it. So lining it with acrylic, with tiles, acrylic on the ceiling, and either part 3 or part 4, I don't know how many parts the shower build's going to be because it's all a bit of a process, will be plumbing in the shower head that goes up here, the toilet vent, and yeah, finishing off the drain. So that will be parts 2, 3, maybe 4. Alright, catch you tomorrow. It is another day and we are in the middle of another job, but I'm picking you up again because the job that we're doing at the moment, building the upper cabinets, we've got to the point that it's just a one-person job. So I'm going to turn my attention back to waterproofing the shower. The last thing you would have seen, which was 10 seconds ago for you and a good maybe 6 days ago for me, was painting that I was painting the tile latex bond on to the walls, and the last stage that I'm just about to do now and take you along with me in the waterproofing is applying this membrane. So this is it. It's a product that we got from Bunnings. It's called Chemex, and it's a flexible waterproofing membrane. Apparently I was reading it is blue, but I'm going to apply this on the base of the shower and on the walls, and I'm hoping to have enough to do 2 coats. My intention is to do 1 coat today and maybe 1 coat tomorrow, and this is a product you roll on. So, oh, she is blue. Oh, look at that, it's like blue goop. Alright, the instructions say to give it a stir, so I'll go get something to stir it with. Oh, it's way gloopier than I imagined. It's kind of like a thick yogurt. If you haven't caught up with the news, what we're doing in the shower is we're going to tile the base, but before we put our sloped shower drain in, which we bought, oh, I don't know, months ago it feels like, we have to waterproof, and then the sides are going to be covered in acrylic sheet. So a very long time ago, Daryl used to work for a company that sold acrylic, so we think we might be able to get some from them directly, which will be super cool. So the 4 walls in the shower are lined with acrylic sheet, and then the bottom is tiled, and then on top of the tile we're going to do like a, I don't know the right word for it, like a duck board, I suppose it is, like a little built up board that the toilet goes on, but so we can still drain. So we're not actually planning on ever standing on these showers tiles, but can if we want, I suppose. Welcome back to the shower build. I don't know what we were doing last time when I left you. Probably waterproofing, and that's been drying for a couple of days, and now weeks possibly even, and now we're moving on to the next step. It's Monday after work. I've just got a job I want to do today. We are going to install this sloped shower drain from a brand called Marmox into the van. So we cut this to size. It's super easy to cut just with a circular saw, but when I added the waterproofing in, it's just slightly too big, so Daryl's going to trim it down. And while he's doing that, I'm going to mix up this flooring glue, which is like tile glue, and but I'm going to use that first off to put the slope drain in before we move on to tiling, so this needs about a day to dry. Daryl and I have done some maths. We think we've got the ratio right, and so I'm going to start figuring this out. Some scales and an old bucket. Okay, so this is my 1.25 litres, grams, 1256 grams, and now I'm going to put 343 mils of water in here to start mixing.
What you doing, Megan?
I'm going to go and make a mess.
How's that any different from anything else?
Oh. So today's job's pretty easy. I'm just going to slop this in here, and then I've got this, it's gone slightly rusty, but I think it's still alright, 10.6 great thingy doohickey. Notched trowel, if you will. It's fun. Makes great like noises. Dear God, I hope I've made enough. Just like everything, we have to assume that our measurements are right. So this thing here, this marmox, gonna come over here, Daryl. I'm just gonna put it in. Daryl has cut it to size. And just like that. So it's slightly higher on this side, slightly higher in here and here. And that will help with water drainage. Or so they think. Yes? Yeah. You want me to just clean off those bits that I've got? Because that's what I'm coming in here to do. It doesn't matter anyway because it's going to... It's pretty... Like you can feel it's definitely in it already. Like it's not moving. To be fair, there's not much room for it to move anyway. Alright. And now we wait. So just like every stage of the shower.
How long do we wait, Maggie?
I think it said 8 hours.
Oh, so overnight.
So overnight, but I'm not getting up first thing because I've got a job tomorrow. But what I will do tomorrow, I think, tomorrow afternoon, is Daryl and I probably need to go and buy the tiles that go on here.